What's up, everybody? Anton Kraly here, and in today's video, I'm going to answer the question, is Google banning dropshipping stores? The answer is no, they are not. Thanks for watching, hope you got value, and I will see you in the next video. No, but in all seriousness, guys, I wanted to make a video on this because we had a question come up just yesterday in our members only Facebook group. And the question said, has anybody's Merchant Center account been suspended for simply being a dropshipping store? Google has suspended my store, and although they have not given a specific reason or way to resolve it, I suspect that it has to do with that it is a dropshipping store from reading a few comments online. Now, I answered this question in the Facebook group and I explained why that's not the reason. I also gave some tips for how basically everybody can help to keep their accounts active, and also for how people can get their accounts back if unfortunately they do get suspended. And in today's video, I wanted to share some of that with you. Also, if you're watching this and you know anybody that is running an e-commerce store, be sure to share a link to this video with them because it's really just going to help them keep their accounts in good standing. So first off, just to clear the air, Google Merchant Center, they can suspend accounts for many different reasons. And if you ever see anybody say that their account was suspended because they were dropshipping, I'm telling you they missed the point. Because Google can and will suspend accounts that are breaking their terms of service. And that doesn't mean in the terms of service, it says you can't be dropshipping. So I'm gonna link to that in the description. And the reason these people are getting their accounts suspended, it's either because first off, they're doing something that doesn't benefit the end user, because what you'll understand as you read through Google's terms of service is that they're all there to benefit the end user, that person that clicks your link. And another reason why accounts can and will get suspended is because of false flags. This does happen all the time. What I mean by that is Google's bot made a mistake and it's something that requires a human to manually review and reinstate. So either way, there are things that obviously have to be resolved because you want your account back as quickly as possible. And obviously, ideally, you don't want it to be suspended to begin with. So I also just want to explain what Google Merchant Center is for those of you that aren't that familiar with it. Basically, the way you could think of it is Google Merchant Center acts between your store and Google Ads. So we use Google Merchant Center to upload our product catalogs, and then we have the products that we put there both be displayed for free on Google in Google product listings, and then we pay to promote them through Google Ads through Google Shopping Ads. But basically, this is a tool from Google that allows you to either upload a CSV of your product catalog, or you can use different apps to link your store to it, where it'll just pull all your product information in. So that's what Google Merchant Center is. Now, the reasons that accounts get suspended, the most common ones that I've seen that I want to make sure, again, you fix this if you're not doing it correctly as soon as possible, is first off, not configuring your settings inside of Google Merchant Center properly. So when you make your Merchant Center account, it's going to ask you a bunch of questions, kind of take you through like an account creation wizard. And then once it's created, you can click into your settings and modify them. Now, some of these settings are your business information, and then there's also a setting for shipping and tax. Now, for shipping and tax, it's going to ask you for rates. I'll tell you, for an example, with shipping, on all of our stores, we offer free shipping. So in Google Merchant Center, in shipping, we have one rate, which is $0, and it's called free shipping. Now, let's just say I had my account set that way. That's what I told Google it was. And then I decided tomorrow, you know what? I'm going to make all shipments $20. Well, that is a problem and it breaks Google's terms of service. And what Google will do is actually send bots to your store periodically where they'll add products and they'll go to the cart and they'll be looking to see if those things that you set in Google actually match what's happening on your store. So if I change that today to $20 and then tomorrow I got an abandoned checkout from John Smith. Some of you may know that name very well. And when John Smith got to checkout, it showed a $20 shipping charge and no free shipping. Guess what? I'm gonna have a problem. So you gotta make sure that whatever you put inside of Google Merchant Center for shipping, tax, and business information actually match what's happening on your store. As long as that does, you'll be fine there. Now, the second one is super simple, but something you need, and that is to have a privacy policy on your website. By the way, if you're a member of Dropship Lifestyle, I do give you our privacy policy template to copy and paste. So be sure you grab that if you're not already using that, if you're a member of Dropship Lifestyle. But again, if Google's bots are crawling your site, there's no privacy policy. You're gonna have a bad time. Now, the third one, which is actually extremely common, and I think a lot of times this is the main reason, and this is something that people just don't realize because Google doesn't just tell you this straight up in the reason for suspension, but this is not providing sufficient contact information. So what you need to do before you ever have your product submitted, before any ads are running, before you even make a Google Merch Center account, just be sure you have a Contact Us page on your website. Make sure that that link is easily accessible. Maybe it's in your header menu, your footer menu, wherever you put it, but have a contact button, and on that page have multiple working ways that potential customers can contact you. So ideally, you can have a phone number, which again, I show you how to set up inside of Dropship Lifestyle. Make sure you have an email address. You can have a contact form. And if you set up a physical address, like I show you inside of Dropship Lifestyle, put that there as well. Because in my opinion, the more contact info, the better. But if Google's bots are crawling your store and they can't find sufficient ways for people to contact you, they're going to assume that this is a business that most likely isn't going to serve their customers, right? Google's visitors that they'd be sending to you the best way possible. So make sure you have that all set up. Now, another common way that accounts can get suspended on Google Merchant Center is price mismatches. So if you're using Shopify and you're using an app that is automatically resubmitting your product feed to Google, and it's doing it, let's say every 24 hours, you're probably fine here. But let's just say you uploaded your products to Google Merchant Center and you did it by uploading a CSV. So basically picture like a big Excel sheet. And let's just say when you uploaded that CSV, product number 1, you had priced at $1,000, and that's what Google knows. So when Google shows your product, it's showing it at $1,000. Well, let's say a week later on your store, you make that product $1,500. You raise the price. Everything else is the same. Well, if Google's bots are crawling your website again and they see that in your product feed, it shows the product is $1,000, but when they go to your store and see the price and add it to the cart, now it's $1,500, again, that's gonna be a problem. It might not get your account suspended right away. It might just be an error, but it definitely could lead to suspension, so don't let that happen. Again, the best way to avoid it is have your product catalog from Shopify or whatever platform you're using be linked to Google Merchant Center through an app that re-updates your product feed, basically pulls it in every 24 hours or so. Now, the fifth reason, this is the last one I'll give because these are, again, the most common, would be if you have promotions set up inside of Google Merchant Center that don't work. So promotions are basically things you can configure inside of Google that will allow a little promotions button to appear in your product listings. So let's just say you have one for 10% off, that's your promotion, and the promotion code that you give says save 10. Well, if that's what you have there and maybe that coupon code expires next Wednesday and you don't remove the promotion from Google and Google crawls your site a week later, tries that coupon code and it's not valid, again, you're gonna have problems there. So make sure if you are using promotions, which you should, that they are always up to date, because basically what this all comes down to is if Google thinks that you're not giving a good experience to the customer, this is basically what all of their terms of service mean and circle back to, then it's gonna mean Google is at least gonna give you warnings and at most suspend your account. So make sure you implement all of these things today if you're already using Google Merchant Center. And let's just say you have them all and you've had them all, but your account still gets banned. Or maybe you thought you had them all and you get that notice that says your Google Merchant Center account has been suspended. What should you do? First off, do not panic and do not jump to conclusions. What you need to do is work off of whatever Google sent you and try to resolve anything that you think could have been going against their terms of service. So this is, I don't like this about Google, but when they do suspend accounts, they give you like generalities and kind of a vague reason. So what you can do is research that reason further online and see if anybody has run a similar business to you that's seen a similar message. And then what you want to do is look at your store. Go through everything I just went through in this video, go through all of Google's terms of service, and see if anything stands out to you that you could have been doing wrong. And if you do see that, for example, the contact page wasn't there or didn't have sufficient information, or the privacy policy wasn't there, or there was a price mismatch, whatever it was, fix those things. Then what you want to do is go to Google's support page and try to get on a call. I'll say during COVID, Google's phone support has not been great. It's not always available, but if you see it as an option, definitely go with that route. Get on the phone, say, hi, my account was suspended because of XYZ. I noticed ABC. I've made those changes. I would love it if you could help me to have my account reinstated. Try that first. If Google's phone number is not appearing in the Talk to a Human section, then your next best bet is to use live chat. Again, same thing. Let them know what you realized, what you did, and ask to have your account back. If you can't find anything wrong, if you don't think you made any mistakes, then simply explain it that way. And finally, I'll tell you, we've had different accounts suspended for different reasons. We've got them all back, knocking on wood. Some of it has taken less than a day to get back. Some of it has been weeks. What it really comes down to, in my opinion, is first off, how big was the actual thing that happened? You know, if it wasn't having a privacy policy or contact info, that's something that Google, in my opinion, you know, you'll talk to the right person that'll get you your account back. If it was something like obviously people were being defrauded or customers weren't getting through to anybody and not getting products, that's a different story. So fix the problem, get in touch with someone, ideally on phone, if not live chat. Always be nice and be respectful. Know that even if you think you did nothing wrong, the person that you're speaking to is the one that's going to make that decision of whether or not you get your account back. So always be nice, always be respectful. And if you don't get the answer you're looking for day one, follow up the next day. You'll speak to somebody else. Google has tons of employees. Just remember, guys, dropshipping is and will continue to be allowed on Google as long as you are following their terms of service, just like any other e-commerce store that is using Google Merchant Center. Also, if you're not a member of Dropship Lifestyle and you want those templates I was talking about, and you want to know exactly how to configure your account correctly, my advice is go to this link. I'll put it up on the screen, dropshipwebinar.com. I have a free training there that shows you how to get started. And again, if you're already a member of Dropship Lifestyle, just go ahead and jump into the Dropship Blueprint, where you'll get all the training on how to get this set up correctly. Also, if you got value from this video, be sure to give it a like and click subscribe. And I recently recorded another video about how to avoid the Facebook ban hammer, how to not get banned on Facebook. So I'm gonna link to that too. I'll post it up here if you wanna check that one out. With that being said, guys, stay healthy, stay safe, and I will talk to you in the next video. See you, everybody.